the 7 things you have to do in your relationship if you want it to work. Because relationships shouldn't necessarily be hard, but they do require effort. Number 1, you have to learn how to regulate your nervous system and your reactions so that your partner doesn't always feel like they're walking on eggshells around you. Because relationships need emotional safety. Second of all, you have to recognize when your fear of abandonment is fucking up the relationship. Because your fear is going to have you responding incorrectly and you could lose them. Number 3, you have to practice self-reflection instead of assuming that you're always right. Because nobody wants to be with a partner that always wins the arguments, because that means that your partner loses. And if you loved your partner, why would you want them to lose? You want the relationship to win. Which takes me to number 4. You have to be willing to listen and repair without defensiveness. You are defensive because you have ego. Your ego wants you to always be right because you have an unhealthy belief that if you're not right, you're shameful, and you don't know how to sit with that discomfort of shame. So therefore, you insist on being right. And that is poison to a relationship. Number 5, you have to take care of your mental health so that your partner doesn't become your emotional babysitter, your therapist, your coach, your mother, your father, because then you have set the relationship up where one is like the teacher and one is the student. And that always ruins attraction. It destroys desire. So make sure you're handling your own mental health and not outsourcing that on your partner. Number 6, you have to own your communication patterns and be open to feedback. You can't have a safe, beautiful relationship if you're passive aggressive, if you don't communicate clearly, if you can't communicate kindly, and if you can't be vulnerable and authentic. You can't be critical of others or neglect them and still expect them to give you the intimacy that you want. You have to create the conditions that make them want to be intimate with you, and that requires kindness. And number 7, you have to ask, what does this relationship need? Not just what do I need? Because healthy relationships have a beautiful give and take. They have reciprocity. There can't be a lot of selfishness in there. Unless we're talking about your safety. And in that case, always protect your safety. If you are not emotionally responsible, you will poison the relationship. You will want to control them instead of love them. You will mistake rejection for a misunderstanding. And you might also interpret safety as boredom. So if you want this relationship, you have to tend to it like a garden every single day, both partners. And then hopefully it will grow into something beautiful.